Hi, hello, good afternoon, good morning from all the people who's watching us from another part of the world. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Zuleika Toscano. I am Vertisol Sales Manager, and it's my pleasure to be with you today talking about Cradle to Cradle and the architecture, how it affects the health and the well-being. Today I would like to talk a little bit about this certification and the products and alternatives that Vertisol has as a textile company with all these products certified by Cradle to Cradle. And besides how the use of this type of certified materials affects the design and the spaces, close spaces in the life we do inside of them. So as you know well, in Vertisol we are a textile company. We're based in Spain. We have two sites of manufacture, one in Catalonia and the other one in Galicia. We are very proud to gather all the certifications, accomplishing all the most strict legislations for the commercial market, such as Cradle to Cradle, recyclable materials, Green Guard Gold certifications, our environmental products declaration, and WELL certifications. Well, just to start a little bit, I would like to talk about Cradle to Cradle, and for that reason I'm going to present a very short video for you to see a general view of Cradle to Cradle. Well, what is Cradle to Cradle? Cradle to Cradle has a vision of the use of the material from 2 points of view, the technical side and the biological side. It's based in the concept of economy, circular economy. Well, recently there's a whole range of concepts that we are including in our regular vocabulary, such as reduce, reduce, recycle, sustainable, and all of these concepts have done to all of the industrial factories of industrial companies such as Vertisol to rethink and how to use materials to make more efficient and to be more efficient. Cradle to Cradle applies a philosophy of design based on eco-efficiency and eco-efficacy. It helps to analyze the product in order to minimize the use of chemicals, to reduce water and energy consumption, waste reduction, and it also facilitates the fulfillment of the universal human rights and health of both people and the planet. Cradle to Cradle is certified as a voluntary certification. It's issued by Cradle to Cradle Products Innovation Institute. It's a non-profit organization. And this certification is a multi-attribute certification that helps to carry out product analysis using a continual improvement process. The assessment is made from the very beginning of the design of the material to the final use, and it considers 5 points. One is the material health. This is basically the quality of the raw materials that are used in the process. Its focus and the main target is to reduce the toxic compounds little by little, according to the legislations. The other one is the material reutilization, and this is about the reduce of the waste and design for endless reuse. Renewable energy is the third point considered in Cradle to Cradle, and this is basically to minimize the carbon footprint. The fourth point considered is the water stewardship. So this is basically to take care of the water resources. And finally, the social fairness. It's about to support and to celebrate human and natural systems. Okay, Cradle to Cradle was conceived as a concept almost 10 years ago by an architect. His name is William McDowell. And he started this concept based on the way nature works. So he's doing an analogy about how the buildings behaves just a little bit like human beings, and about all the time that we spend in closest areas and closest spaces. So it's said that about the 80% of our time we're in closest spaces, and in return this is we are responsible for the 45% of the production of the carbon dioxide. Okay, so Cradle to Cradle in numbers. So how this helps, how we get benefit about using this type of materials in the spaces. Why do we propose to use Cradle to Cradle fabrics in the contract projects? Well, basically it's about the reduction of the energy expenses of the company. It's about the 1% of the total cost are energy expenses. So some figures, the 15% of the energy expenses are reduced, about the 14% of the emissions and the improvement of the environmental impact, 11% of the operation costs, and 5% to improve the comfort of the workspaces. This is about how helps, how you get benefit in terms of expenses. But what about the people? What about us that we are basically in these close areas for such a long time? So the staff expenses account are approximately the 60% of the total income. So more comfortable workers will be better and more efficient people, no? So basically there's a multiplied commitment of the part of the workers, 22% increase of the benefits for the employees, 70%, and this is impressive, the reduce of stress and burnout of the employees, and basically to reduce the absenteeism also for the workers, and this also helps us to reduce the cost about medicines and doctor visits. Okay, so well, how is it that we manufacture our Cradle to Cradle fabrics? And this is basically based in the reuse of materials. So we start this from bottle of PET, from PET bottles coming from the waste that are basically waste. So we make the collection and recovery of the post-consumer PET bottles. PET is used to produce these bottles that we usually use as packaging for detergents, pharmaceutical product, etc. And after they use the PET containers are thrown away and become rubbish basically. So this starts to pollute our cities. We believe in a better approach to the eco-friendly use of this waste. We are committed to a healthier approach using recycled and recyclable materials in order to develop a longer life cycle products. Recycled polyester yarns are regular quality yarns with identical characteristics to those produced from virgin raw materials. A square meter, and this is a very important number, a square meter of Planet FR, one of our cradle to cradle fabrics, it's made of 6 bottles of PET coming from the waste. So basically we make a collection and recovery of the post-consumer PET bottles. Then there's a manufacturing of a recycled polyester yarn in order for us to make a fabric in the looms and to have a finished product to be used as a roller blind. I have another video that I would like to show you, and this video basically represents all this process. So because yesterday I was talking with a customer and he was asking like, how is it? How works the process? So I started trying to explain about how the bottles and then the extrusion, etc., etc. So I think that it is so much better for you to see a short video showing the process of recycling the bottles. Well, so this is it. This is the process. You saw how the companies collect the bottles. They make the selection. They make an extrusion, having a new yarn, but this yarn is coming from a recycled material, and then we made the fabrics in our looms in our factories. Okay, so as you saw, the collection, then the manufacturing of the recycled polyester yarn, and finally having a fabric ready to be used in a finished product in a commercial project. Okay, so coming from talking about a little bit of the products that we have, this is something that we started to develop probably 8 or 9 years ago. We started with our range of recycled and recyclable fabrics, Planet FR, Eco Planet FR, and Eco Planet FR SRC. These 3 fabrics accomplishes the most demanding fire certifications, M1, B1, NFPA, and these are cradle to cradle bronze certified, PVC free and coming from recycled materials, 100% recycled materials. They have great optical properties. They have a great performance in energetic efficiency with the solar reflecting coating and our aluminum finishing. So Planet FR, it's a 1% openness factor. Eco Planet FR, it's a 3% openness factor, and Eco Planet FR SRC with the aluminum backing with the 3% openness factor. Then in 2018 we developed Sea Planet. Sea Planet is also coming from recycled fabric, from recycled material, but coming from the sea, coming from the waste collected and the plastic from the sea. So the fishermen collect the garbage that gets tangled in the fishing nets. They make the separation of the bottles and the classification of the garbage and send them to the rest for the appropriate treatment. And from this is when we make C PledgeFR. It's also flame retardant, cradle to cradle bronze, allergen free, recyclable, and this is a fabric that is 5% openness factor. So these three are the proposal, Planet, Eco Planet, and Sea Planet ranges. This is Vertisol proposal in order to clean the planet. But then in 2019 we developed and we launched a new proposal. This is PledgeFR. This fabric it's coming from renewable resources. It's made from PLA. The PLA, it's a polylactic acid. It's a polymer that has a very similar construction to polyester. But this is extracted from renewable sources such as sugar beet, sugar cane, or corn. So this is the proposal that we have in order to move from the oil chain to start using renewable sources. PledgeFR, it's a cradle-to-cradle bronze certified fabric. This is also M1B1 recycled and allergen-free. This is a 2% openness factor. This is particularly true for the use of the PLA materials in combination with other degradable materials, meaning that the whole product can be disposed ecologically at the end of the life cycle. And besides, we are using materials and sources that are not coming from the oil chain. So, well, this is the proposal that Vertisol has for fabrics in the cradle-to-cradle certification. And finally, talking about general benefits about using cradle-to-cradle materials is the benefits for the architect, for the prescription. It's to differentiate among so many other projects, also to have access to financing, to clean up, to-date method, environmental respect. For the final user, there are also benefits such as quality warranty, energy and water saving, health, life quality, and also having a higher value of buildings and more incomes on the limbs. There are also economical, social, and environmental benefits. In the economical benefits, we talk about energy and water saving, reduction of maintenance cost, higher building value, income increase. In terms of social, we have a better life quality. The user has more comfort in the spaces. There's more safety and health. And well, nowadays, health is a topic that we have more and more. We are more and more concerned. And about the environmental benefits is the flora and ecology use, health and well-being, less pollution evidently, water transport, energy materials, waste management. Here we have a couple of references of projects that we have done. For example, these Mackenzie offices in the UK with the PledgeFR, and also the offices of Amazon in Italy made with PledgeFR. So, well, thank you very much. This is a little bit about the cradle to cradle and all the offer that Vertisol has to present for you and your products in the well of all the users in the planet. And well, if you have more questions or inquiries, please write to us, send us an email to MKT marketing email, mkt@vertisol.es. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Thank you.